ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਕੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ? ਉਹ ਸਵਰਨ ਤੇ ਫੋਨ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਕ ਰਿਹਾ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਪਰਵਾਹ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਬੜਾ ਕੰਮ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ, ਫਾਇਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ? वो साडा सैशन सारा बर्बाद करता उन्हें, वो कोई एंट्री नहीं कर पा रहा, कोड ही नहीं लगाई उसने, कर की रहा तो इस तरह उन्हें काम नहीं करना। हाँ तो वो तो हमारा सेशन बर्बाद हो जाएगा ना सारा, ऐसे तो उसे काम करना नहीं चाहिए। अगर वो नहीं टाइम है उसके बाद तो सुसाइड नहीं होएगी।
जरा बंद कीजिए।
वाहिगुरु जी। Audio is not working. वाहिगुरु, आवाज आ रही है जी? आवाज, कैन यू हियर मी? हेलो।
Yes, जी. Yes.
ओके,
जी.
दरवाजा बंद कर दो। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। धन धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज, गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब सच्चे पातशाह। कमाले करामात कायम करीम, रजा बख्श राजक रेहा को रहीम। अमा बख्शो बख्शन देओ दस्तगीर, रजा बख्श रोजी देहो दिल पजीर। शहनशाह खूबी देहो रहनमू, के बेगूनो बेचूनो चूबे नमू। न साजो न बाजो न फौजो न फर्श, खुदावंद बख्शन दे हुए शर्श। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। हवाई बंदगी अबुर दर वजूद मरा, वगरना जो के चुनी आमदैन नमूद मरा। एनलाइटनमेंट, ब्रह्म ज्ञान, निर्वाण, बैकुंठ, सचखंड, आनंदपुर, these all mean the same thing. But what does it mean, enlightenment? When you say someone is enlightened, someone has Brahm Gyan, Puran Sant, Guru, what does it mean? How does it relate to our lives? How does it relate to me? We are visiting the core values of life. What is the crux of this whole journey of life? What is the understanding which is beyond the normal, which is in the paranormal? The understanding of what is me, what is creation, what is God, what is life. If we look at life as a journey, example, we take journeys with aeroplanes, we take journeys in aircrafts. We don't have a problem getting on the flight, getting off the flight. We don't resist getting off the flight. We don't fear the journey. Then what makes us fear life's journey? We don't hold on to the train and say, I'm not getting off the train. If life is a journey like that, then what is it that makes us hold on to life and we resist death? We're fearful of death. Where will we go? We don't know. Where are we coming from? We don't know. This journey of life, we have glimpses of it. Some of it we understand, some we don't. And in this whole experience of life, we search. We search for how we will be happy, how I will have no pain. We fear pain. And how I find happiness in this world. And in today's paradigm, if we look at life and how we live today, we are seeking life's happiness in the material world. What's wrong with that? Is that wrong? We don't know anything beyond the material. Is there anything beyond the material? I went for a death cremation of one of my friends the other day, and this lady friend said, there is nothing beyond life. It's all ends there. Is that true? Do we know that, or do we assume that? Where do we have the answers to what is life's journey? Where do we have the answer to what will happen to us when we die? Where do we have the answer to what is enlightenment? What is Brahm Gyan? Where do we live? We live in the body, but we experience life in the man, in the mind. And in this experience of the man, what do we journey in? Most of us journey in the thoughts, in the thought world. We journey in that world which is always moving, constantly changing. We journey in that world where we have no control and it's all happening. We get a thought, we identify ourselves with that thought, and that becomes our thought. And that starts defining us. We view an object we like, which is attractive, and we get pulled towards it. Life's journey has an understanding, has a deeper understanding of what it is made of if we can journey into our man. Because that is our whole experience of life. We are connected to the physical world, to the realm of the physical, through our senses. But if we take away all the senses, if the eyes are gone, the ears are gone, if the touch sense is gone, then where are we? To a blind man, one of his senses is less, but his other senses become sharper. A blind man can hear far better than what we can hear. In fact, his hearing is his seeing. He hears steps coming towards him. He hears a car. He hears a door. He hears it far better than us, because his senses are not now focused on the four senses rather than the fifth. So the division of the energy is less. That means the life's crux lies not in the senses, but in what is behind the senses. The experience lies what is behind the senses. We experience life in the physical, in the body. I am the body. I am the body, I am the identity, I am the whole framework of conditioned mind. Conditioned by time, by knowledge, by experience, by what is filled in, by whom I marry, whom I befriend, whom I hate whom I like. This whole experience defines my life. But then, like a journey in a train where I don't resist getting on the train and getting off it, why do I resist and fear this journey of life? It's because of the unknown. I don't know what happens after life. What happens after the body is gone? What happens when we transcend this whole experience which is before us? I'll give two examples of experiences of Guru Nanak and Socrates. Guru was in Sialkot, and over some issue he told Baba Mardana, Bhai Mardana, you take a anna, take a pie, take a penny and go into the city, Sialkot, and seek what is true and what is false. Go and buy it. Give them this koddi, this penny, this farthing, and tell them, I want truth and falsehood. He goes all over the city. And obviously, everybody is at a loss. We don't have this product. We don't have truth. We don't have falsehood. And when he is nearing the end of the day, he crosses a trader who seems to be more aware about life, who seems to have lived through the transient experiences and gathered some knowledge through the experiences. We gather experiences of life. We gather the crux of life through the experience of life. That is why Guru says, don't avoid life. Live it. But hold on to what that experience is teaching you. If you avoid that, then you will avoid what you are being taught about life. Because that will tell you what life is. What is life? For us is a permanent experience. To us all, it is all permanent, and we assume it is permanent. Nietzsche says this is a necessary illusion. If I assume that I will not wake up in the morning, then I wouldn't be able to sleep. So I assume I will wake up in the morning. I assume that life will be when I will wake up. I assume that when I go for a meeting, I will reach the meeting. Otherwise, I can't operate. These are life's assumptions which are necessary for life to flow. But these are not true. They are assumptions. They are devices to help us live through that part of life which we have with us. But Guru Tegh Bahadur says a very interesting thing. He says, Jag rachna sab chhoot hai. Jaan leho re meet. Kaho nanak thir na rahe jyo balu ki peet. Balu ki peet is a collection of dust, is a mound of dust, which can be blown away with wind. He says that is how permanent life is. It can be just blown away. And he says this is not true. So Guru has sent Bhai Mardana, and he finds this trader, and this is the one trader who takes the penny from him and gives him 2 pieces of paper. In one he writes, Marna chhoot. Marna sach, jeena chhoot. Death is true. Life is false. The end of the journey is what we have. The journey is not the permanent part of life. I am traveling to a destination. I use a vehicle to visit that place. The journey is not the permanent part. That's the transient part. The one I leave. I get off the train, I get off the plane, and the experience of the journey will start after that. He says death is true. Life culminates in death. And we are blank about death, and we are fearful about death. What will die, Maharaj? In one of the questions in Siddh Gosht, the Siddhs ask Guru Sahib, जब ए हृदय देह न होती तब मन कोठे रहता. When there is no body and no heart, no physical form for the man to rest, where does the mind go? Another form of the same question, इस मन को कोई खोजो पाई, तन छूटे मन कहाँ समाई. Search this mind. When the body is gone, where does the mind go? This is our key question of life. If we know where we will go in death, then the experience is not as fearful. Then the experience is not as unknown. Then the experience is not as impermanent. Then we know where we are going. This is the difference between us and an enlightened person. And what does the enlightened person know about life? What does he understand about life? He knows the structure of the man. He knows that part of the mind which sustains beyond the physical life. This is the Brahm Gyan. This is the enlightenment. And this changes everything about life. If I know that the journey is impermanent and there is a permanent life beyond this journey, then how much value does the journey have after that? It has a value, but it doesn't have much value. I'm going to Mumbai or going to Calcutta or going to Chennai. I use a vehicle, any medium, to travel. The transient experience, the travel journey, is not that part which I'm going to hold on to. I look forward to arriving somewhere. I don't look forward to the journey only. I live through the journey. I live through that which is happening to me, which I'm living through. But once I reach, it's all behind me. Unless it's a painful experience, I don't hold on to it. Which is what happens in this life. We hold on to the painful experience of life. We don't hold on to those experiences of life which are joyous. And there's a reason for that. Because in joy we forget ourselves. We transcend our ego. In pain, we hold on to our ego. Why did I get pain? So our journey of joy and pain is not the same. It's different. The longevity is different. The time span is different. The painful moments are longer to live, and the joyous moments are shorter to live. Enlightenment is an awareness of that part of our man, of our life, which lives beyond the physical body. Is an understanding of that life which sustains beyond the journey of life. And journey it is. This whole experience is a journey of life. It is not complete in itself. It's a travel journey. And we have a vehicle in this, like we have an aeroplane to fly into Mumbai, or we have a train to go to Jalandhar or Amritsar. We have a vehicle in life also, and that's the ego. We are given the ego to travel life, and we hold on to the ego, and we don't want to leave the ego. Like we may hold on to the train and not get off the train. We resist leaving the ego because we haven't understood the journey. We haven't understood what life's stuff is made of. We haven't understood our man. The whole teachings of the Guru Granth Sahib have a direct relationship with our man, our state of mind. Where does my mind go? What is my mind made of? Where do I rest my mind? How do I know my mind in totality? We know our mind only the changing part of the mind, that part of the mind which is constantly moving in thought. If I ask this question, where do thoughts come from? Where are most of our thoughts coming from? Most of us will not have an answer because we are so engrossed in the flow of thoughts. We don't see where they are coming from. We don't observe the mind. That part of life where the whole experience of life happens, we spend the least amount of exploration, research, and understanding of that mind. Western psychology has done some intense work on the mind. And some of the people who have been contemporaries and have worked with those who have researched the mind initially in its exploration have had some glimpses of the inner mind. Jean-Paul Sartre talks about an experience of life where the other is the experience of life. Our whole life is the other's experience. We always need someone else to explore life because we are all outward-looking people. But those who have understood the man say this about life, that truth is death and the journey is false. The journey is transient, temporary, and the truth is death. And they are not pained by this thought. Those who have enlightened themselves, those who are aware of this experience of life, they are not pained by death because they seem to understand what is beyond death. They seem to know what is their mind made of. So Guru Nanak tells the yogis, Jab e hirde dehna hoti, odu, ta man sun reha bairagi. When this body is not there, the mind rests in a state of being called sun. Sun is a defined word for a state of mind, where the mind is when there is no body. Let me for a moment assume that I have become aware of this sun, which is the resting place of the mind, the source mind, where my mind is sourced from, where it is coming from. And there are three things which come from this source, not only the man. The breath also comes from the same source. And the sun has Shabad in it too. So if I have to define samadhi, I will define it as a culmination of three energies: Shabad, Surat, and Swas. Breath, Surat, and Shabad. We are completely blank about Shabad. We don't know what Shabad is. We let that be for some time. This is our experience of life. We have not explored our mind. We have not explored the man, which is our journey vehicle, which is our source mind, where we have come and gone. And so we are at a loss about life. And so we are fearful of life. Once the body is gone, where will I go? Where will I be? Kar tar fir thaki bahut tere, jaata sank ant nahi mere. Kete maat pita sut tiya, kete gur chele fun hua. Omkareshwar Mandir near in MP, where Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj announces the Bani of Omkar. In one of the stanzas, on 21st stanza of this Bani, Guru narrates this about life. Kartar, fir thaki bahut tere. Many houses. I am tired of this journey. Jaat asank, so many forms. Jaat, so many forms. Asank, infinite forms. I have traveled through. Ant nahi mere. There is no end to how many I have journeyed. There's a poet a Roman poet says, I have fought many battles, many guises, always as me. We traveled through so many forms and shapes of life. Who is male, who is female, who is rich, who is poor, who is high, who is low. This whole journey takes us through so many multiple experiences of life. We have multiple lives within one life. And then so many lives we have lived through. Maharaj says, so many parents you've had, so many children you've had, so many wives you've had, so many gurus you had. Where does this take us? What are we searching? In this whole experience, we are trying to hold on to happiness. And our source of happiness is the physical world, is the body. Partly the body, the sensual experiences of the body. And then the conditioned mind gives us likes and dislikes. Someone likes music, someone likes cars, someone likes jewelry. Whatever makes us happy. But what is the source of that happiness? I have received a gift and it makes me happy. Is the complexion of that happiness different for someone who's received a bicycle and someone who's received a car as a gift? Is the complexion different? And where does this happiness rest? Does it rest in the object? Because if it rests in the object, then why does it go away? I got a nice pen, but I forgot about it after a few days. So how is the happiness connected to this pen I received? That means the object was a trigger of happiness, but the source of happiness was somewhere else. This is important to understand. The physical world, the physical sensual world, the desire world gives us an experience, a transient, temporary experience of happiness. But the objects are not the source of that happiness. They are only triggers. When the object becomes old, when it becomes used, when we are used to having it or possessing it, then we lose that experience of happiness. Like a child has a toy and the next day he wants a new toy. That experience of the old toy is gone. That means life's happiness rests somewhere else. It doesn't rest in the relationships, it doesn't rest in the objects, it doesn't rest in the sensual pleasures. Those are triggers. Then where does it rest? Make a mental note of this. The second story is of Socrates, 35 BC. Night before he takes poison the next day, his friend Crato meets him at night in his jail. And he's asleep. He's chained. And he has these iron chains on his legs, which they remove for the night because in the morning they have to release him and give him poison. Crato is an influential person. And he tells Socrates, run away at night. I have bribed everyone. Socrates says, Crato, see how pain and pleasure are so related. These chains gave me so much pain, and now that they remove them, they give me so much release and pleasure, they give me so much happiness. This is life's definition. And understanding that life comes in a package. When we seek happiness in life, pain comes with it. When we seek happiness, sorrow comes with it. If we are fearful of sorrow, don't seek happiness, and you will be free. When we seek happiness, then be ready for sorrow. Otherwise, don't seek happiness. This is the structure of life. This is the vehicle's knowledge. Like in a train, we have constraints. We can't run in a train. We can't parachute in a train. We can't drive a car in a train. These are constraints of the vehicle. So is the ego world divided. Here the Creator's energy is divided into two. And we live the duality of life. Pain and pleasure. Rich and poor. Right and wrong. And this is what Socrates tells Crato. When you were coming, I was asleep and I had a dream, he says. And Zeus is one of the gods in Greek mythology. He says, Zeus came to me in the dream and she said, I await you across the river. Socrates says, I don't fear death like you do. And you are giving me an option of running away in the middle of the night like a thief. When they gave me an open offer in court and I refused it, they said, leave Athens and we will forgive you. And I refused to do that. Then Socrates talks about life. He says we only know the duality of life. We only know the changing part of life. We only know the good and bad. We only know happiness and sorrow, because that is how life is defined for us. But what about life beyond all this? What about that part of life which does not have this duality? What about that part of life which is beyond the journey of life? This is enlightenment. when I know that aspect of life which precipitates when this whole journey of life is gone. And obviously that experience or that knowledge is empowering, and that knowledge is freeing. This world, the ego world, binds us. It binds us because of many reasons, but the first amongst them is that the ego world's experience comes to us in doing, in the karma, the right and wrong, the good and bad, the judgment. So Guru says that this whole creation of life, we live through pun and pap, right and wrong. And that binds us. Every action has a repercussion to it. And that action which I am doing is my experience of life. It's my expression of life. I go into a meeting and I say something. Whatever I am saying is my call in that meeting. And everybody is hearing what I am saying. So it binds me to that meeting. And it binds me to what others will have to say, do, or mention about what I am saying. So whatever we do, we are bound by its reactions. We may not be ready for it, or we are ready for it. Either way, life's experience comes from doing. But life's actual experience comes from non-doing, from being. Henry David Thoreau is an American writer. There's one of his books called The Walden Pond. He went away from his day-to-day routine. He broke his routine and lived for many months, 2 years, next to a pond called the Walden Pond. He grew his own vegetables, lived a meager life, went home once in 2 months to wash his clothes, but lived by himself. No one to meet, no one to talk to. It's like we go inwards. Our outer world collapses and we go within our own man. इस मन को कोई खोजो पाई, तन छूटे मन कहाँ समाई. If I get the experience of this sun, which Guru Sahib talks about, then it takes me beyond the physical body. What will death do to me? It takes away my relationships, takes away my experience of life, takes away my body, takes away everything which is part of my ego journey. But what if I have that experience while I live? While I live, I transcend life. I transcend everything which I know about life. What if? Then what can death do to me further? It's like I've accepted a loss and said, okay, I accept this loss. I accept the repercussions of this loss. Then what will happen from that loss? I have already accepted it. I already accept I lost the game. Then what more of a loser will I be? I accept I've lost. But there is something far more empowering about life than just leaving the physical experience of life. Because at the seed of life, something structurally very different exists, which we are not aware of. Structurally, we don't know what our man is. What is our man? We don't know. And the journey of life is in the man. after death. And if I have experienced the complete understanding of my man, then I do not depend on the physical body for my experiences or needs for happiness, because that's what I use the body for. I use the physical life to search for happiness. That's what we are all doing. We all need happiness forever. Whatever we may do, we are trying to search, seek, ponder through, think about what is better for me, what will make me happy. And most of the time we are wrong. Because life is like a sugar-coated pill. Initially it's sweet. And when we get the repercussions, when we get the seeds, the result of the seeds we sow, we find that it's very different from what we imagined. Curiosity kills the cat. What does life contain? In its inherent, when everything is taken away from the shelf, everything we know is gone, what does it have? The body is gone, the relationships are gone, the social experience is gone, all the dance and parties are over, all the sensual experiences are gone. What is it that remains? What does life have in its essence, which we call enlightenment, which we call awareness? Gautam Buddha was Siddharth, a very cared for child, protected, insulated from the environment of the world. But after all the years that he lived, he went out to see the world. And the first journey he went to, he found illness, he found death, he found old age. And that was the first time he was seeing them. So that hit them that much harder. And he asks his co-journey, the Rathi, the person who's driving the vehicle, what are these? What is this about life? He says, these are the realities of what was beyond. Today's youth, you are youthful today. Tomorrow you will be old. Tomorrow you will be ill. And then you will die. If this is the experience of life ahead for me, then stop the journey. Let me get off. This is not where I want to go. He does not accept pain as the result and consequence of life. He refuses to accept the ending of this physical body as the ending of life. And he searches for many gurus, many guides. And ultimately, when he comes out of this whole experience, he has made 4 statements. The first being that life is pain. Because happiness, we transcend through, we live through. We hold on to the painful moments. And these painful moments live for lifetimes. For many lifetimes, we have these baggages in our man. That's the structure of our man. Beyond this moving mind, beyond the thought mind, beyond the thinking mind, there is another mind which is not thinking, which is stable, but which has in it all the results of the seeds we have sown. All the seeds we sown for many lifetimes, all the pain anagrams where we have held on and said, why I am so pained? What is the reason for this pain? We are fearful of pain because pain shakes us from our foundation and tells us we are wrong. And the ego doesn't accept that we are wrong. The ego wants to know we are always right. So we go on journeying without really searching, without really researching, without really knowing what are we journeying into? What are we journeying into? What is the journey of life? If I know this state of being, where everything is taken away from me, then what remains? This is enlightenment. To know the precipitate of life. To know that part of life which has always been with me, which is my source, which is where we come from. Where when we have left everything about the physical world of life, we will still have something which is far more meaningful than what life can give us. Life is about comparisons, good and bad, rich and poor. Life is about change. Life is about that which is always moving. But what is the structure of our man? What is our creation of our man? What is the part of our mind which is not moving? Are we aware of that mind? Our thoughts are constantly like a curtain blocking our view of life. Suppose for a minute the mind becomes stable, thoughtless, becomes sthir. Then what does the mind contain? If the dirty glass, if there's a muddy pond where everything is dusty, I can't see what the pond's floor contains. But if the dust settles, if all this noise goes away, if all the moving thoughts go away, what is it that is in the mind? Those people are enlightened who have seen beyond the moving mind. That's what enlightenment means. Because the mind lives on, the body does not. The body is the vehicle, ego is the vehicle. Body and ego are both depart. What sustains is the man. That's why the Guru encourages us, is man ko koi khojo pai. Tan chhoote man kahan samai. In the Japji Maharaj says, Pher ke agge rakhiye, jit disse darbar. What do I place before my Creator, before my Guru, that I see the reality of life, the darbar of life, the real understanding of the structure of life? What is it that I offer you? Pher ke agge rakhiye. Muh ke bolan boliye. What should I say to you? Jit sunta re pyar. That I find love in the creation. What do I offer? What do I place? What do I say? What is it that we can do? Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj, in the culmination of the Japji, has one slok. Pavan Guru Pani Pita, Mata Tart Mahat, Divs Raat Toi Dai Daya, Khele Sagal Jagat, Changiyaiyan Buriyaiyan Vache Tar Madhur, Karmi Apo Apni, के नेड़े के दूर. This is the moving part of the man, where we have found the physical body, the physical life, Pavan Guru, Pani Pita. Like in a family, there are parents. Like that, air, water, breath, this is like our family. This is where we experience life. Changiyaiyaan, buriyaiyaan, vache taram hadur. Whatever right and wrong we are doing are watched by hukum, by the rules, by the dharam of the Creator. But then he says something very different. From this whole experience of life, jinni naam te aaya. One who has found naam. What is naam? Jinni naam te aaya gaye mushakkat kaal. They are the ones who have toiled and found the right element of life. Mushakkat. They have toiled and found, they have dug deeper in earth and found that gold mine, found that silver, found that diamond. They dug hard, deep, they looked hard, they found, they searched. They didn't get distracted. Nanak te mukhujle keti chutti naal. And they are the ones who are exalted. They are the ones who go beyond right and wrong. These are two aspects of our man. One is governed by karam, by doing, where what we do we pay for. And the other is the naam. So what do I offer, Maharaj? Pher ke agge rakhiye. What do I offer you, Maharaj? What do I offer the Guru, the Creator, that I can see that which is beyond this moving mind? Guru says, offer the ego. Home, that I am, that identity of that I have to be, like a droplet of water separated from the ocean. It's in the ocean, but yet separated. And it's always asking, where is the ocean? It can't see because it's separated. Give up that separation and merge with the ocean to know that you have been part of the ocean. The ego is the separation from creation, from the source mind. Live chutki lagi trishna. Maharaj says, when you took birth, your source mind and your connection broke. Live chutki lagi trishna. And the desire mind became your governing principles. Maya amar vartaya. And Maya became the rule of your life. Maya is the changing world. Maya is that world which is not permanent. Jaise jalte budbuda, upje bin se neet. Like a droplet of water, come out of the ocean. Jag rachna taise rachi, kahu nanak sun meet. That is how the creation structure is. The whole creation is a temporary creation. ऐसा जग देखियो जुआरी, सब सुख मांगे नाम बिसारी. Bhagat Kabir says, I have seen this whole world. Everybody is looking for happiness, but they don't want to follow naam. They don't want to live the state of mind which is not changing. What is the structure of the man, Maharaj? How do we know the super psychology of the man? What does the man contain? Aman Shakti, Aman Sev, Aman Panch Tat ka Jiv. So when we broke from our source mind, the Sun Avastha, We broke from it. We got connected to the senses, Panch Tat, the body, the air, water, the elements, the physical elements. And we took birth. And we thought we are now birth by itself. We got this misconception that I am. Nanak Guru na chetni. Man apne suchet. I don't need any guru. I am aware of what is life. Chote tilbu arjo, sunje andar khet. Like the plant of til, which is destroyed by itself in its own field, in the farm, by the farmer, because it is not valuable anymore. That is how this seed will be destroyed if we don't find that life which is beyond the physical life. Aman Shakti, Aman Seo, Aman Panchtat ka jiyo. With these 5 elements, the physical body, the physical life comes about. Aman le jiyo, unman rahe. Maharaj talks about 2 minds now. Aman and unman. We live the Aman, the ego mind. He says there is an unman. Aman le jiyo, unman rahe. The mind which is beyond the ego mind, the mind which is beyond the physical experience of mind, the mind which is beyond the karam mind. फिर क्या आगे रखिए? The mind which we offer to our Guru. मन बेचे सतगुर के पास, ते सेवक के कारज रास. I give away the transient journey's experience to my Guru. He takes away everything physical from me and gives me that which never changes. The difference between our seeking happiness and a sadhu seeking happiness is that sadhu wants permanent happiness. He wants a stable environment. We sell our lives cheap. We want the transient and we want to toil in that only. कर तर फिर थाकी बहुत तेरे. And we are in transient mode constantly. Thaki, thak, we are tired. We keep moving in the transient world from one lifetime to another. Because we don't want to give up the journey. We don't want to get off the train. We don't want to understand what is the man we live through. We don't want to have that experience of sun. We don't want to know what is unman. Ahman le jiyo, unman rahe, ta 3 lok ki baatein kahe. One who knows the unman, he knows the state of the 3 realms. The 3 realms defined as entire creation. The air, earth, and beneath the earth. Or let me assume the entire creation, or entire life, entire man. Now, one relevant question is that what does enlightenment bring to us? What does Brahm Gyan bring on the table? What does Brahm Gyan have to offer anyone? What is the need to go this way? Why do we need to explore this at all? Maharaj says that in the experience of the man, there is an absolute experience of life. There is nothing transient. That experience, when once opened, cannot be taken away. He says, Meher Mahal na kot kabe. And in another place he says that सतगुर का दिलासा, तेरी बख्श न मेटे कोई. Once the Gur Prasad, the gift of the Sun, the gift of meeting the Guru, comes into our life, then it cannot be taken away from us. It can't be taken away by anyone. It's a permanent experience. That has a major value. There is nothing permanent in this world. The richest of men or richest of people, the happiest of individuals in this life will go away miserable because they have to leave that experience. So the happier we are in essence, the more painful departure will be for us. That's why Gautam Buddha says that life is dukh. His first statement about life is that it is dukh. Whereas if we have opened that experience of life, which Guru calls enlightenment, Gur Prasad, Sant, which he calls Brahm Gyan, in that experience Guru Amar Das says, Anand paya meri maaye, Satguru mein paya. He doesn't say life is painful. He doesn't say life is dukh. He doesn't say life is sorrow. He says life is Anand. This is the difference between us and the Brahmgyani. This is the difference between our experience of the Man, the Ahman and the Unman. This is the experiential difference between our lives and the lives of those who have opened the door beyond the ego, who have understood what lies within the Man. The body lives in the mind. The Man encompasses the body. The aura of the Man is beyond the body, Maharaj. And those who have gone beyond this physical body have actually experienced the essence of Anand, which rests beyond the experience of the body. And all the sensual experiences of life become dwarfed in that experience. Now everything changes. On the table lies nothing else but this experience of the Man, which is so complete that it is satiating. There is no hunger anymore. ना वो मरे ना ठाके जाए जिनके राम बसे मन माए. नाम जपत तृष्णा सब बुझी है, नानक तृप्त गाई. Trishna is the cousin of ego. They live together. The ego's experience is found in desire. If there is no desire, then ego is not flowering. We always have desires. And desire is never satiated. It never completes us. It's one after the other. It doesn't fulfill us. Now everything is off the table. The body, the relationships, the experience of life, the wealth, the money, the ownerships, the possessions, they're all off the table. But what lies now in the essence of that experience of life is the core of whatever all this gave us. All the physical life gave us was happiness, temporarily. But what this beyond the physical life is giving us is happiness forever. Teri baksh na mete koi. सतगुर का दिलासा. Nobody intervenes in this. And then, what else, Maharaj? Sada Anand. Timeless Anand. Because the structure of the source mind is Anand, and that mind is part of the Creator. It doesn't have I in it. That's why Guru Sahib calls it Naam. And so that experience brings to us timeless experience of Anand without reason. Because that is the structure of the man. Anand Roop Ravyo Sab Madhye. The entire creation is built on the foundation of Naam. Maharaj says everywhere there is Naam. There is no place. Bin Naame nahi ko thaam. There is no place in creation without Naam. All is Naam. I, you, this whole journey of life, this creation of countries, of this world, of this turmoils which we go through, beyond all this is only Naam, and in it is also Naam. So we are always in conflict because we don't know Naam. Bin Naame nahi ko thaam. And what is Naam? It's love and Anand, eternal, without death. Guru gives it a name, Amrit. So Maharaj says, Surnar Munjan Amrit khoj de. So Amrit Gurte Paya. This door from the Ahman to the Unman is opened by the Guru. Only the Guru can open this experience. I can knock 1,000 times, but that's my prayer, my ardas to the Guru. I can't force it through. Otherwise, the creation will be subservient to the ego, which is structurally incorrect. What does life hold in its essence? What is the experience of this journey of life, these families we have, the careers, the businesses, the struggles, the knowledge? What does this offer us? If everything is to be taken away, what remains? What is it that we live ultimately? We don't know. But we can visit that state of man. We can visit that man. We can transcend our moving mind. We can search. So, one of the more empowering words of this experience of life is khojo, search. Khoj Shabad mein le. Khoj Shabad. Is man ko koi khojo pai. Bande khoj dil har roz. Khoj, search. Don't get swayed by the thoughts. Search beyond the thoughts. Let the thoughts settle. Find that which is beyond the thoughts. Man mandar tan ves kalandar. Kadhi tirath nama. Within me, within us lies a tirath, a celebration point. Man is your mandar, your place of worship. तनवेश कलंदर एक शब्द मेरे प्राण बसत है बहुर जन्म नाम. And this transcendence from the Ahman to the Unman, from the moving mind to the non-moving mind, from the temporary experience, the journey of life, to the permanent experience of life, from the Amrit of life, lies with the Shabad Guru. Shabad and Surt. Kavan Mool, Kavan Matvela. Kavan Guru kiska tu chela. What is the fundamental energy of life? Why do we visit life? What is this period of life we have? What is the value of that? Who is your Guru, Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj? Pavan Aram Satgur Matvela. From breath, life comes about. Satgur Matvela, meeting the Guru. This is why we take birth. Satgur. Meeting the Unman. Going beyond the moving mind. Chalte ho man rakhe, amrit chakhe. Depart from the moving mind and you will visit Amrit. We can search, we can journey 1,000 lifetimes. It's all a zero-sum game. All the time when we are journeying this man, there rests within this man an eternal source of Anand, which we are devoid of, but we seek it outside. Like a beggar always begging for food, for money, but having a diamond in his pocket. That is our state of life. We are all beggars like that because we don't know what is our own man. एक शब्द मेरे प्राण बसता है. This Shabad makes us transcend from Eman to Unman, from the moving mind to the Amrit mind. जिस जल निध कारण तुम जगाए, सो अमृत गुर पाए जियो. छोड़ो वेश भेख चतुराई, दुबदा ए फल नाहि जियो. Sufis called it the 11th direction. बाहर ढूंढत बहुत दुख पावे. Searching outside, you will only find pain. That's why Gautam Buddha says life is pain. बाहर ढूंढत बहुत दुख पावे, कर अमृत कट माहे जियो. What is within your mind? What is inside this mind? What is the mind? Thir kar baiso. Sit with your mind for one moment, for 1 second, one stable moment. Thir kar baiso. हर जन प्यारे, सतगुर तुमरे काज सवारे. We all have reading glasses. They are dirty. We can't read or see properly. Like that, our mind is also polluted because it's wandering in the ego mind. If it gives us the ego, if it gives us me, gives up the me, then it meets the Guru. It meets the source mind. Without that, it cannot. Hau mein naame naal birodh hai, doye na bas ek thaye. The Naam state, the Unman state of mind, is in animosity with Home, with the ego mind. The ego mind is the journey. Get off the train and visit where you are landed yourself. Get off the train and visit your man. Why, Maharaj? Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj has asked this question. Why you wander this up to Sumer Parbat, you go to Achal Batala. What is the reason? किस कारण गृह तजी उदासी? Why you left your family life and the comfort of home and wander? किस कारण है पेख निवासी? Why you are got these clothes, you're in this pek, in this form? Are you trading in something? किस वक्खर के तुम बन जा रहे? Are you selling and buying something? That's what traders do. They wander. What are you wandering for? The Siddhs have asked Guru Nanak Sahib this question. क्यों कर साथ लगावो पारे? How do I go beyond the physical life to the spiritual world, to the Atma, to my man? Because this own man is the Atma man. It doesn't change. It's the Anand man. गुरमुख खोजत पय उदासी, दर्शन के ताई पेख निवासी, साच वक्खर के हम बन जा रहे. I deal in truth. I take away your falsehood and give you truth, says Guru Nanak Maharaj. Nanak Gurmukh Uttaras Pare. With the Gurmukh you go beyond the physical world, beyond death, beyond the changing world, beyond to a world which is more permanent, which is stable, which is forever, which is the journey of life. Beyond this journey of physical life, you find the destination of life, where we are destined to be. He says, Sat Chit Anand. That which is truth is my chit, is my inner unman, and it is full of anand. I haven't experienced it, so I wander outside all the time. But how about journeying within the man? How about giving up the moving mind and meeting the Guru? Je ko sikh gur seti sammukh hove. Hove ta sammukh sikh koi, jevo rahe gur na le. Jeevo rahe gur na le. With the man I am with Guru. I go and meet the Guru, but my mind is wandering. My mind is not with the Guru, so I don't meet the Guru. That's our journey of life. At the end of death, nobody will be asked, are you Christian? Are you Hindu? Are you Sikh? Are you Muslim? There is no such attendance register where we will be marked. But what is the experience of the man? That will be marked. ਪੁੱਛਣ ਫੋਲ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਵੱਡਾ ਜਾਂ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਹੋਈ. Guru Nanak Sahib is cornered. The peer has held on to him, it says. He's looked at Guru Sahib's booklet. He is writing all the Shabads. Guru is writing. Shabad is from beyond. It's not his. He says it's from my beloved, from that love source of my man. These Shabads have come. He writes them down. So they search the Shabad in the book and they ask Guru Sahib, Puchan Fol Kitab nu, Hindu vadda ya Musalman noi. Who is bigger, the Hindu or the Muslim? Babe akhe hajiyan, Shubh amla bajo dome roi. What is the quality of my life? That is what will define beyond life. And if I have not experienced the higher realms of the man, then I will be miserable. Shubh amla bhajo dove roi. Etha amla ke hon ke nvede. Those who have lived that experience of the man, they will be one who will be. And in that case, nobody will ask them, are you Hindu, Sikh, Muslim? There is no such thing beyond this physical form. These are structures we have built. That's why Maharaj says, na ko Hindu, na Musalman. Explore your man. Know what your man is. If you have not known that, it's irrelevant which religion you have gone into. Nanak sache naam bin, kya tikka, kya tag. Enlightenment gives us this experience of life where we have found our source man, where we have found our man, which is our own man, which is the non-changing mind, where we have found the ocean of Anand, where we have found that this experience of Amrit cannot be taken away from us. This is what enlightenment means. Where I am not wandering, I have reached my house, I have reached where I want to be. I wanted happiness, I want it forever. And when it is given to me, I am satiated. I am no longer hungry, no longer wandering. And I am free to live my will. Tyon tyon sail kare jyon paave. I do as I wish. This is what today's session will end in. If there are any questions, please post them. And then we can end in Anand Sahib. Welcome, Gobind Kaurji. Anyone has any questions? Then we will move to Anand Sahib. If anyone wants to say something, please go ahead. So can someone volunteer, Anand Sahib? How can one realize that he or she can achieve Brahma Gyan? सब में जोत जोत है सोए, तिस्ते चानन सब में चानन होए. The potential is with everyone. Gursakhi jot pargat hoye. But one who finds the Guru, there the potential finds its flowering. It finds its experience. Everyone has the potential. The part, the gift, the trick is to find the Guru, the Shabad Guru, not physical Guru. Shabad Guru Surt Tun Chela. Indrajit, can someone volunteer for Anand Sahib? Mandeep can do, maybe Ranjit ji, someone.
We can ask or request.
Vaheguru ji. Mandeep ji, Hanji, please.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ
ਫਤਿਹ।
ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ। ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਰਾਮ ਕਲੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਤੀਜਾ। ਆਨੰਦ ਏਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਆਨੰਦ ਭਇਆ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਏ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਇਆ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਤਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੇਤੀ ਮਨ ਵਜੀਆਂ ਵਾਧਾਈਆਂ। ਰਾਗ ਰਤਨ ਪਰਵਾਰ ਪਰੀਆਂ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗਾਵਨ ਆਈਆਂ। शब्दो त गावो हरि केरा मन जिनी वसाया। कह नानक आनंद होआ सतगुरु मैं पाया। ए मन मेरे आ तू सदा रहो हर नाले। हर नाल रहो तू मन मेरे दुख सब विसारना। ਅੰਗੀਕਾਰੋ ਕਰੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਕਾਰਜ ਸਭ ਸਵਾਰਨਾ। ਸਭਨਾ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਸੋ ਕਿਉ ਮਨਹੁ ਵਿਸਾਰੇ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਮਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਦਾ ਰਹੋ ਹਰ ਨਾਲੇ। ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬਾ ਕਿਆ ਨਾਹੀ ਕਰ ਤੇਰੇ। ਕਰਤਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਸਭ ਕਿਛ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦੇਹ ਸੋ ਪਾਵੇ। ਸਦਾ ਸਿਫਤ ਸਲਾਹ ਤੇਰੀ ਨਾਮ ਮਨ ਵਸਾਵੇ। ਨਾਮ ਜਿਨ ਕੇ ਮਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਵਾਜੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਕਨੇਰੇ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੱਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਿਆ ਨਾਹੀ ਕਰ ਤੇਰੇ। ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰੋ ਸਾਚ ਨਾਮ ਆਧਾਰ ਮੇਰਾ। ਜਿਨ ਭੁੱਖਾਂ ਸਭ ਗਵਾਈਆਂ ਕਰ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਸੁਖ ਮਨ ਆਏ ਵਸਿਆ। ਜਿਨ ਇੱਛਾ ਸਭ ਪੁਜਾਈਆਂ ਸਦਾ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗੁਰ ਵਿਟੋ। ਜਿਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਵਡਿਆਈਆਂ ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਣੋ ਸੰਤੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਧਰੋ ਪਿਆਰੋ। ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰੋ। ਵਾਜੇ ਪੰਚ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤਿਤ ਘਰ ਸਪਾਗੇ। ਘਰ ਸਪਾਗੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਾਜੇ ਕਲਾ ਜਿਤ ਕਰ ਧਾਰਿਆ। ਪੰਚ ਦੂਤ ਤੁਧ ਵਸ ਕੀਤੇ ਕਾਲ ਕੰਟਕ ਮਾਰਿਆ। ਤੁਰ ਕਰਮ ਪਾਇਆ ਤੁਧ ਜਿਨ ਕੋ ਸੇ ਨਾਮ ਹਰ ਕੇ ਲਾਗੇ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਹਿ ਸੁਖ ਹੋਆ ਤਿਤ ਘਰ ਅਨਹਦ ਵਾਜੇ। ਅਨੰਦ ਸੁਣੋ ਵਡ ਭਾਗਿਓ ਸਗਲ ਮਨੋਰਥ ਪੂਰੇ। ਪਾਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਇਆ ਉਤਰੇ ਸਗਲ ਵਿਸੂਰੇ। ਦੁਖ ਰੋਗ ਸੰਤਾਪ ਉਤਰੇ ਸੁਣੀ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ। ਸੰਤ ਸਾਜਨ ਭਏ ਸਰਸੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਗੁਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਣੀ। ਸੁਣਤੇ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਕਹਤੇ ਪਵਿੱਤ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਰਹਿਆ ਭਰਪੂਰੇ। ਬਿਨਵੰਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰ ਚਰਨ ਲਾਗੇ ਵਾਜੇ ਅਨਹਦ ਤੂਰੇ। ਸਲੋਕ ਪਵਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਾਣੀ ਪਿਤਾ ਮਾਤਾ ਧਰਤ ਮਹਤ। ਦਿਵਸ ਰਾਤ ਦੋਇ ਦਾਈ ਦਾਇਆ ਖੇਲੇ ਸਗਲ ਜਗਤ। ਚੰਗਿਆਈਆਂ ਬੁਰਿਆਈਆਂ ਵਾਚੈ ਧਰਮ ਹਦੂਰ। ਕਰਮੀ ਆਪੋ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਕੇ ਦੂਰ। ਜਿਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਧਿਆਇਆ ਗਏ ਮੁਸ਼ੱਕਤ ਕਾਲ। ਨਾਨਕ ਤੇ ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਨਾਲ। ਜਿਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਧਿਆਇਆ ਗਏ ਮੁਸ਼ੱਕਤ ਕਾਲ। ਨਾਨਕ ਤੇ ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਨਾਲ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
Recording stopped.